Question 1. What is the radius in centimeters of a circle that has a circumference of 16 centimeters? Okay, so we know the circumference, here we go, circumference is pi times diameter. That's our formula for circumference. We know circumference is the distance around a circle. It's the distance around a circle. And our question says, what is the radius? So we're looking for the radius. We're looking for the radius here. We're looking for that distance in centimeters of a circle that has a circumference of 16 centimeters. So we know the circumference here is 16 centimeters pi because it tells us circumference of 16 pi centimeters. So here we go. Circumference equals pi times diameter. We're looking for the radius. The circumference is 16 pi. That's the stuff we know. All right, let's do the math. So again, circumference equals pi times diameter, and their circumference here is 16 pi. Well, if their circumference is 16 pi, and the circumference also equals pi times diameter, we know that 16 pi equals pi times diameter. Now think about it. Some people get confused here. Some people use the word substitution. Some people think the word substitution is big, long, and mathy and confusing. Either way, the concept is if C equals this, and this equals then C, which also equals pi times diameter, right? Because they all equal each other, you can just take this and say that is equal to that, because they're both equal to C. That's the link that gets you there. So 16 pi can come down here and bam, kick out that C, and 16 pi is now equal to pi d. Just think about it. If we know the circumference is 16 pi, and we know circumference is pi d, 16 pi has to equal pi d. All right. Now, what do we do with this? Because it's all big, long, and mathy and weird. We're used to equations that are, like 2x equals 10, and we can divide by 2 and get x equals 5. But here, we have some weirdness, right? Because it's 16 pi equals pi times d. But just as we would in a normal kind of simpler, kind of 6th grade equation, divide each side by a common term, we can do the exact same thing here. And the common term we have is pi. Some people get weirded out. We can divide both sides by pi. You betcha we can. Divide each side by pi. The pi's cancel out, and we get the diameter is 16. The diameter is 16. Okay. So remember, the question was asking for the radius, right? We want to find the radius. We know the diameter is 16, and we know that the radius times 2 will equal the diameter. So we just simply say that 2r equals 16, because the radius plus the radius, or 2 times the radius, equals the diameter, equals 16. Divide each side by 2, and we get the radius equals 8. The radius equals 8. So there we go. That's our answer, and we're good.